Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fur Talk Podcast. I am Blake Foxx, and joining me is...
Ralleign Siston.
And Mickey Mouse!
I was waiting for the hot. Okay, perfect intro. 10 out of 10. Okay, so what the fuck are we even talking about?
Well, I got to get off work last night by being a blackout motherfucker.
Sounds awesome.
I mean, just like did yesterday?
Not yesterday, that was the day before, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think I might have caught the same thing you did.
Maybe, who knows? All I know is I was not feeling too well, so I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
And I was stumbling around like a drunkard, and so I was just like, nope, can't fucking do this.
Sounds fantastic.
Fantabulous.
So, I believe you were supposed to be explaining how Kingdom Hearts 2 and Final Fantasy 8 have the same ending or something.
Yeah, pretty much. I was hoping for a more natural transition into that, but okay.
Well, I mean, we weren't talking about literally anything yet, so I was just like, let's start something.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
You had the easiest transition in the entire world.
So I'm sure you two remember the ending of Final Fantasy VIII, right?
Yes, I remember the ending of Final Fantasy 8.
Is that Faceless Squall?
Yes.
Faceless Squall.
That was Faceless Squall. But do you also remember the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2?
That's the one where he's at the beach, and then Don and Goofy are there, and then Sora and Kairi are looking at each other, but then the images of the other two people are there too.
Okay, bingo. Okay, bingo. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Mizu knows this way better, though. Remembers this way better, anyway.
No, that's
I
remember too.
Yeah, I was just explaining it really poorly.
Okay, but yeah. So both games have you basically going to what amounts to another dimension to fight a series of bosses in a dungeon that leads up to the final boss, where the entire party fights off the final boss, but the main protagonists are stuck in some timeless void where they wander for days before finally reaching the end of the road, giving up, and then thinking about the lead female character brings them back home.
Yay!
But yeah, they're both literally the same thing. The main difference being that Squall is in time compression zone and the bosses are optional in Final Fantasy VIII, though you really kind of want to fight them because that'll unlock all of your shit.
Okay, I kind of see what you're getting at. The thing about Final Fantasy VIII is that everything that happens in it doesn't even make sense once you get to time compression realm.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with any time travel plot.
Well, it's especially true in the case of Final Fantasy VIII, because if I remember correctly, in Final Fantasy VIII, the place they're at is where time is compressed, as in there's not, all the time is all happening at the same time.
Yep.
Which is a state of being which they wouldn't possibly be able to do any of the things they do in.
Yeah, because that would require time to be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. The whole concept of it is broken and makes no gosh darn sense. But then again, nothing in the game makes sense. Oh, hey, you go to the same orphanage? Oh, me too, me too, me too, me too. Hey, me also.
I'm surprised you guys don't remember that we all went to the exact same orphanage together and we were friends as children.
Hooray, collective amnesia, as if this wasn't cliched enough. We needed everybody to have the cliche amnesia.
The only person who doesn't have amnesia is fucking Irving.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck?
You people are crazy.
How do you all go to the same orphanage and not remember? Oh.
Very easily. They were each confined to separate parts of their little orphanage.
Very convenient that they all have amnesia, though. Otherwise, Squall would remember meeting his future self.
Yeah, that is true.
Spoilers.
It's a game from 1998. I think spoilers are a moot point at this point, since it's 20 freaking years old.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten there yet, you're probably not gonna get around to it.
Yeah. Then again, as watching Bleach has taught me, it's never been out too long for spoilers.
It's not too late, it's never too late. And even if I say exactly how this game ends,
still I hear you say spoilers.
Welcome back to Zingcast.
Yeah, welcome back to Singcast.
That's pretty much going to be every podcast now.
Well, I mean, we were doing that before too, I think, to a lesser degree. To a lesser degree, I'm pretty sure that was the sound of my phone dropping on the table.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and drop that phone on the table another 50 times so that,
Grab my phone and drop it on the
entire
table.
audience is fucking deaf.
Okay. Can we stop destroying the audience's ears less than 6 minutes into the recording?
Nope.
Less than 6 minutes in, and already the audience has gone deaf. What
Gone
will become
deaf.
of our heroes now?
Gone deaf
Tune
with the
in
amazing
next time.
orgasm that is dropping the phone on the table. Damn it.
Rejected.
So now let's just deafen the audience with our laughter.
You can't drop Mickey Mouse on the table.
Oh, I think I can.
Oh goodness.
So, speaking of games endings, can I just say that of all the great things that the Metal Gear series has, ending a game is not one of those?
You can say that, and people will disagree.
Well, I'm pretty sure not a lot of people would disagree in gameplay terms, like every Metal Gear game except for 3 sucks at the ending.
See, I don't really agree with that because I like that, for example, the original game, I like that you fist fight your twin brother on top of a Metal Gear, knock his ass down, and then you shoot the fuck out of him with a turret at the end. Like, that's pretty cool to me.
It is cool,
reminds me-
but like it's not a stealth game. That's not a stealth game.
Yeah, but you're at the end of the game. I think, by that point, stealth is out the window. The stealth part is everything leading up to that point, more or less. I can't really. I'm trying to think of how to say this, but I guess the ending of Halo 3 is kind of similar to how I feel about the Metal Gear Solid game. Because in Halo 3, how do you end that game? You ride off in the Warthog while the whole place is collapsing around you.
Yeah.
And then you fucking ramp it into that ship and fly off.
Well, see, the thing is, you've had plenty of other vehicle segments throughout the entirety of Halo 3, whereas in Metal Gear Solid, this is the only time you're stuck in a turret as someone else drives a car.
Yeah, but
Yes,
it makes
at the
sense
same time,
narratively.
I think the point he's trying to make is
Not
you're
to
going
men-
from a first-person shooter game into basically a race against time game.
Not to mention, the fight against Liquid is also a fist fight, and outside of the cyborg ninja fight, when do you ever fucking fist fight anything?
It depends on how you play the game.
I don't think anyone's punching the shit out of guards in that game. I think they're either sneaking past them or shooting them with the silence so calm.
Hey, you can grab the guards and break their necks if you want.
That too.
I think that qualifies.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's one of the games where the starting tutorial is teaching you how to fist fight.
That's Peace Walker.
Yeah, that is Peace Walker, I believe. Yeah, I would say I actually like the way that the first game ends gameplay-wise. I think it's a lot of fun. And it makes, it fits the narrative. Up until that point, you're stealthing your way through, but once you get to that point, you've been knocked out, you have your final fist fight with Liquid, and then everyone's like, oh shit, this place is about to get bombed, you need to get the fuck out of here. So you go hop on a fucking thing and you drive away, and then Liquid comes back and he's like, it's not over yet, Snake! And then you shoot the fuck out of him with your gun, and then Foxx dies. But so for me, that one ends fine. I can see what you're getting at actually with the third game, because the whole riding around while the fucking, what is it called in the game?
The
Shagohod. Shagohod, that's what it was called. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, see, the third game, excluding the very final boss fight, because the very final boss fight in Metal Gear Solid 3 is fucking awesome and beautiful and the best boss fight in the entire Metal Gear series, I would say.
The ending where you...
But yeah, like everything leading up to it, the fist fight with Volgin is just bullshit, and you just kind of wait for him to stop attacking so you can beat the shit out of him. The motorcycle chase scene is rather boring, and you honestly barely have to do anything even because none of the enemies will kill you.
I'm pretty sure, as you've said before, if you literally do nothing, you can still win that segment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, if there's a segment in any game where you can beat it by literally not doing anything, that's kind of a failure.
And then after that is the fucking escort mission where, like, no matter how good you are at stealthing, Eva will be spotted.
Yeah. Good job, Eva. You suck. See, I can see what you're getting at with, like, the third one, and I think the fourth one kind of has a similar problem.
Yeah, the fourth one, like, the final segment is a fairly decent stealth, like, segment, unless you get spotted, in which case it's just a straight gunfight. Then it's a gimmick boss. Then you run down, like, 3 corridors. Then you mash triangle. Then the game completely switches genre into a one-on-one fighter.
See, I'm fine. I'm fine with the part with Liquid Ocelot where you fist fight him, because that's just a throwback to the first Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of stupid stuff leading up to that moment. Like, a lot of it. You know what? This game needs a long, slow crawl through a microwave.
Yeah.
Why? Just because.
And then you got Metal Gear Solid 2, which in the interest of not spoiling things, I will keep very vague. But basically, you have a pure stealth segment. Then you run down a corridor for like 2 minutes. Then 2 straight gunfights. Then you sit in a room for 2 minutes while someone talks to you. Fight off a shit ton of giant mechs. And then sword fight.
Hooray! But yeah, like, I think the worst ending of all the endings, though, is 5.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Phantom Pain. Depending on how you choose to interpret it, either A, it doesn't actually have an ending, B, the ending is the tutorial,
yes,
or C, the ending is...
The ending is like the most frustrating segment where you have to fight off like 50 fucking tanks and shit. Or D, going by like what mission is the last by numbers, the ending is the final boss of Act 1 but harder.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot it doesn't really have much of an ending. It just kind of stops. So, you know, what can you do?
It doesn't end. You just run out of story missions.
Oh, I know what we can briefly discuss now that I've my way into an idea.
Oblivion.
So I finished reading my book that we discussed 2 podcasts ago. I actually finished it before the last podcast. I just never got a chance to bring it up. And so the reason I wanted to reread that book after all these years is because I remembered a certain segment in the book, and it turns out it was better than I remembered it being. Because I remembered it taking years to climb to the top of this tower, and then, like, that's just what happened. It takes her years to climb the top. It turns out she climbs to the top, defeats the final boss, then the whole tower collapses. She falls from the top floor to the bottom, hits the ground, looks around when she wakes up, and there's nothing but jungle all around her, which wasn't there before. So this other guy pulls her backwards through time and explains that she spent centuries climbing to the top of this tower and then falling back down it.
Centuries falling from the top of the tower.
Yeah, centuries climbing and then falling down the tower. And that's why there was jungles all around her whenever she hit the ground, because it had been literally centuries. So a whole entire jungle had grown up around her. And I'm just like, wow. I remember this being ridiculous. I just underestimated how ridiculous it was.
It's amazing she never had to take a bathroom break.
Yeah, well, I guess there are perks to being not quite mortal.
not immortal, just not quite mortal.
I love the vagueness of like their choice of how to describe it. They're like, it's not immortal, it's just not quite mortal. What the difference is there, I'm not sure. All I know is she can survive century-long falls.
She gained an elf's ability to be ageless.
She gained the ability to survive falling damage. She's basically a video game protagonist.
Yeah, I guess so.
She has chugged a shit ton of health potions. She's fine.
See, what's dumb about it is they could have explained it away, except they ruined explaining it away with how she defeats the final boss. Because she, at the end, whenever to defeat him, she throws this necklace thing that she's got at him, and it destroys him for some inexplicable reason. And then she falls, and then she goes back in time, and then she gets the thing that she threw at the guy back. And she asks the dude who pulls her back in time, she's like, hey, what is this thing anyways? And he's like, oh shit, that's the, like, it was called, what was it called? It was called like a dragon stone or something. And it was, it's basically the last drop of blood from the dragon before it died. Like, the last drop of blood it lost that killed it. And like,
its last tick of HP.
Yeah, basically, and it turns into this rock, and if you wear it, you're invincible.
Nice.
But she doesn't have it on her when she's falling because she killed the final boss with it somehow. Which they never explain how that worked exactly. She just kind of chucks it at him as a last-ditch effort because nothing else worked. And then he just bursts into flames and dies.
Clearly you don't have to wear it. It has a 10-foot radius.
Now, see, the thing is, the entire fight leading up to that was just chipping away his HP, but he wasn't showing any signs of damage because he wasn't coded to show any signs of damage. So he had like 1 HP left. So she throws it. She throws the rock at it. It takes away his last HP, and then he goes through his death animation.
But yeah, like if she still had that on, they could have at the very least been like, well, I mean, you were invincible because you had the stone, but no, she doesn't have it on her when she falls, so...
I'm telling you, you don't have to wear it. It has a 10-foot radius.
It makes even less sense because they were implying the whole way up that the Dragonstone thing was, like, fucking killing her. Because, like, I don't know, it was, like, burning her and she had, like, this rash where it was at around her neck. But then, like, she asked that guy what it is, and he's like, oh, it makes you invincible. And it's like, okay... It was giving her this like crazy rash, and it killed the guy she threw it at. But apparently, it makes you invincible.
It's the poison ivy of invincibility.
like I feel like there was some miscommunications in the lore there. I think the author got a little confused or something.
Yeah, he took a few good swigs of drink.
I think it's a she. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I don't know.
Took a few good swings of.
I don't know.
Good swinks.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I remembered there being a part with a tower, and it turned out to be better than I remembered it. Although my favorite thing about the ending is when she. Okay, so basically she's no longer quite mortal, so she's like more or less immortal. And she falls in love with this magic guy who's also not quite mortal. But she has a duty to her kingdom, so she has to go back home and basically marry her cousin and, rule over the kingdom because royal blood stuff. Which is whatever.
Incest.
But hold on, it gets better because she talks to the magic guy and she's all like, I gotta go do my royal duties or whatever. And she's like, see you in 20 years when this fuck dies, more or less. And then leaves and goes back to the kingdom. And then she's all like, well, I love this guy too. Well, at least this me does. My immortal self will just take a nap until it's time for me to leave again. And it's like, okay, basically she's just like fucking both these dudes and don't give no fucks.
Yeah.
And she's just gotta make up some bullshit to excuse it. So she's pretty much just hanging out with her mortal husband until he dies, I assume, and then she's gonna like fuck off back to Magic Land with the other dude.
She's the immortal prostitute.
And the other guy's like just totally okay with this for some reason. He's just like, yeah, I guess this is fine. Whatever. Not like I have that many options. How many other not quite mortal chicks are there around? It's kind of creepy though, because that guy's literally been watching her since she was a baby. Which is kind of weird when you think about it.
It's like it's like that one werewolf guy in Twilight who like sees like this one little girl and he's like, "You're going to marry me someday."
Well, see, it's not quite like that. Like, what happened in this story is, like, basically her mom got poisoned and was gonna die. So she fucked off to find, like, I don't know, someone to knock her up, basically. And she finds the king of that country that the whole story takes place in. And he's all like, yeah, you're pretty hot. Sure, let's do this.
Damn, when you're in a last-ditch effort, you shoot for the stars.
But anyways, before she leaves, she's all like, hey, before she dies or whatever, she tells that other guy, she's like, hey, will you watch my kid? They're kind of destined to like kill my brother or whatever. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? But it makes no sense because he literally does nothing the entire time. He just watches. And there are several points where she almost dies that he could have intervened. But he's like, fuck it.
He figured she was going to live anyway because she was destined to kill that woman's brother.
I guess. Although, to be fair, she's not actually destined to kill him. She's just destined to be the only one who can fight him. But, and that might as well have been destined to kill him, you know?
Yeah.
It was actually not a terrible book. It had a couple little issues, as we discussed moments ago. But all in all, it was pretty decent, especially for the grade level it's at. It was a very tiny book. It's like 100 or so pages. I gotta read the other one now.
And here I was trying to read His Majesty's Dragon, but couldn't because, I don't know, I kind of got all booked out or something, I don't know. I just couldn't read it. Like, it's a good book, but I just couldn't get myself to read it.
Hey, Mizu.
Around.
You remember all those dead Pokemon?
Oh my god, please stop.
All our Pokemon are dead.
My
Little's dead. My Cubone's dead.
Next
My
to
dude is dead.
You know, you tried naming your Pokemon after, like, main characters to give them luck to not die. Perhaps the next two you catch you should name, like, Thomas and Martha.
I don't think any of them were main characters.
Yeah, we didn't name anybody main characters.
But you named them after, like, various fictional characters. Perhaps, like, the next ones, like, to avoid... Like, you should probably, like, tempt fates that they don't die, so you should name them Thomas and Martha.
Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll name them whatever comes up. I still have regrets about naming the elephant Dumbo. We should have named him Elephant.
Well, we already had a strict set of rules that said TVs and movies. TV shows and movies.
Well, Dumbo's on the TV, or Elephant's on the TV.
TV shows
Commercial,
and
not a TV show.
movies.
Yeah, who's to say commercials are not TV shows?
They're not TV
movies.
There's a TV show about commercials.
There are TV shows about commercials about TV shows, and commercials about TV shows.
I mean, admittedly, Cinematic is actually about video game commercials, but it's still about commercials.
Awesome.
God, I miss G4.
G4.
The real G4.
G4 had a few decent shows. That was solid.
I always used to I always used to like tune into G4 to watch X-Play, Cheat, Cinematic, and Ninja Warrior whenever my parents were around, so that I could prove to them that I'm not just watching this for video games, I swear. But Ninja Warrior was actually a real fun show to watch. The real Ninja Warrior.
I remember watching a little bit of Ninja Warrior. It was pretty amusing. I liked X-Play. That was the one I watched the most, was X-Play.
Never was a huge fan of Attack of the Show. It was always kind of not fun.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of it either. So, what else would we like to talk about, Gentlemans?
Upstate New York.
Oh, really? I'm in Utica. Oh, no. That's an Albany expression.
Mizu was so done with our memes.
Memes and dreams.
Sweet memes are made of these.
So done about hearing of steamed hams.
Who am I to disagree?
Oh, no. I said steamed hams. That's what I call hamburgers. Oh, man. I've had way too many hamburgers, actually, lately.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Look at that crazy audio splurb there. It just looks intense.
We're always going to point out these audio spikes, but the audience is never going to see these audio spikes.
Half the time they probably won't
they're gonna
even
hear
notice
them. They're going to hear them and be like...
Not after
fuck?
we're done editing.
Baby. Yawn. I've got to narrate what I'm doing, I guess.
Yawn.
Well, I guess-
Mizu begins to sing the word yawn.
Yawn.
Well, I guess there is the
Mizu continues to sing the word yawn as Raw attempts to speak. Raw finds himself at a loss for words. Both Raw and Mizu find themselves laughing too much to continue the conversation.
Meow.
Raw meows for no reason. Perhaps he thinks he is a cat now. Is it time for his Sona to change?
Oh no, Raw's evolving.
Dun, 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 dun.
A Pokemon joke is made between the duo.
Dun 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 dun. You forgot to press B.
No. No.
That was fun.
Well, I guess there is the fact that I have finished the Spirit World arc in Bleach.
Oh yeah, the what is it called? What is that arc called? Do you know what it's referred to as? I'm assuming probably like Soul Society arc or
Oh
something.
yeah, the Soul Society.
I'm assuming that's probably what they would refer to it as.
But yeah, gotta say, well, I mean, it's fairly obvious from like my last guess in the previous podcast, but I fucking got that way wrong.
You were wrong.
I mean,
wrong.
how would I ever have like guessed at the actual like murderer? Like,
Okay, so there's 3 clues, but I can't remember what one of them are that would let you know what happened. The first is the handwriting on the note. You're supposed to assume that somebody forged his handwriting, but actually he just wrote it himself. So if you were thinking about it, you could piece that together. But the second clue that you really get is the alarm clock.
the alarm clock. Oh
the
yeah,
alarm clock that goes off just in time for her to be late, but not late enough,
yeah, that's a good point.
which causes her to take the shorter route, which leads her to find the body.
Yeah.
There was another clue, but I can't think of what it was now, and it bugs me. Because
Well,
I remember I was
think they
thinking about this one day, and I was thinking about ways to tell whether it was Eisen or not. And there was a third thing that gives it away, but I can't remember what it is now.
Well, there was that one thing that he mentioned, like, as he was giving the reveal, that, like, that one doctor chick wanted to have a second look at the corpse because she wasn't exactly sure that it was like, right.
Yeah, but that doesn't really happen until after he's explaining everything. There's a few little clues that would let you figure out that Eisen did it. But what's not possible is figuring out why.
Yeah, see, that was just like...
That requires information that you don't find out until after he explains everything.
Yeah.
They could have done that a little better. I wish, like, if something ever happens and Bleach winds up getting a
Reboot?
like a re-release, I guess, or a new anime series, which has happened before, although I don't think Bleach has the popularity for it to ever happen now, because it kind of died off. But if it ever did happen, or at least for the Eisen stuff, I would like very much for them to take all of the information they have and insert it as breadcrumbs throughout the thing this time around, and like make it more of a mystery.
Though there is also the distinct possibility that they may fuck up and make it way too obvious.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's always unavoidable. So, what are you thinking about now? Like, okay, so now the Eisen stuff has happened or whatever. Eisen's been revealed as the bad guy. They're gonna go fuck off for one arc, and then it's gonna come back to the Eisen stuff. And what do you think's gonna happen when it comes back?
Well, obviously he's going to be, like, really close but not finished to completing his research. And you know he's going to complete his research just before the final confrontation, and that's going to be, like, the final boss to overcome.
Yeah, well, what is he trying to do exactly?
I'm fairly certain he wants to be God. Like, he mentioned that, like, his research into, like, getting Soul Reapers to mix with Hollows is enough to give him power to rival even the gods, so I figure his overall plan is to get so strong that he, like, rules over the entire universe.
That sounds about fitting. So what is he doing in HoloLand? What do you think he's doing in there?
That is a really good question.
And another thing, what do you think the fuck is going on with Ichigo and the whole the interruption guest friend?
Oh yeah, that. See, I feel like that was like a split hollow personality that sort of manifested inside himself when he briefly went hollow, because it doesn't show up until after that whole like going hollow thing. So I feel like that's just like a split personality that sometimes tries to take over, much in the same way as multiple personality disorder. Except this multiple personality disorder also gives him an exponential boost in strength.
Mm.
And at some point he's going to have to fight and defeat it for good, or at least get it on his side so that he can, like, become half hollowed at will.
That makes sense. So, do you think that has anything to do with what Eisen was yammering on about?
Oh, definitely, especially seeing as they flashed back to that fight scene, like, when he was expositing. Speaking of him expositing, there was that funny moment when he was, like, in the middle of exposition, then another character shows up, like, just interrupts his exposition, then he, like, beats the fuck out of him, and then is like, sorry about that, now where was I? Ah, yes, exposition.
Eisen!
Poor Buckethead.
Oh, good old Foxy Reaper. It's Captain Foxy.
Oh gosh.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of
Oh god.
What the fuck was that?
Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh. Not that Foxy. Nobody wants to deal with that Foxy. Except for all the people who want to fuck him for some reason.
Totally not me.
No thanks, I'll pass. I want nothing to do with the animatronics in the horror game.
Speaking of biological forms of animatronics, have I ever mentioned that there's a biological form of Metal Gear Rex?
Oh,
No,
what?
thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it was made, like, in Peace Walker, there are, like, these side quests that you can take on where you basically, like, go onto some remote island and take on various monsters from the Monster Hunter series.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is one made up specifically for Peace Walker that is sort of a biological form of Metal Gear Rex.
Awesome. Metal Gear!
It honestly makes me wonder what, like, a biological form of Metal Gear Ray would look like.
Colonel, this Metal Gear is alive! What the fuck?
This dinosaur looks surprisingly similar to Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Gear metal.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear! Oh.
That'll be the next crossover game. Metal Gear Hearts.
Metal Gear Hearts.
Kingdom Gears.
Also, apparently, like someone pointed out that it's very.
Mickey, you've got to infiltrate. You can't be seen.
Oh man, I really hope Kingdom Hearts never does like a fucking stealth segment.
I now want a tactical espionage Disney game where like you play as Mickey Mouse who's just gotta like infiltrate enemy strongholds and sneak through them.
Better shoot this thing with my tranquilizer dart. I need it.
He's got his own codex, so he's gotta like talk to the colonel.
Hey, Goofy! I need to save my video game.
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I fought for what I believed in.
Oh man. If I could do a Donald Duck voice, I would totally join in with this.
You got all the dominant genes, Mickey. I got all the flawed recessive genes. Oh, yeah.
Does that make Pete Big Boss?
No.
Oh god. I would play a tactical espionage Disney game. Real stealth action. I mean, we make fun of it, but they managed to make a JRPG work, so really what's not on the table?
Well, seeing as Disney has a bunch of superhero
They could do a first-person
from Marvel,
shooter.
you know, always make Disney superhero.
They'll probably do something like that at some point.
Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse. We've got to find the Infinity Stones. Well, I can't do a Mickey voice. It's unfortunate, but I can't do it.
Boo! Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
This game is over, Donald! I summon Exodia!
You just send Donald to the Shadow Realm.
Bitch, I will send you to the Shadow Realm.
Teach you to be my grandfather.
Oh, if you truly wish to know, Donald, then look inside your mind. You can't do that, Snake. The future will be changed. You'll have created a time paradox.
Oh, God.
We need some Xbox games.
I think we need more video games in general.
We need more games. There are never enough games.
Actually, I think we have enough games. It's just...
No, never enough.
I mean, we have a bunch of card games we could play.
I don't want your card games.
No,
I need real games.
Well, speaking of games, I actually recently acquired Shyness, the Lightning Kingdom, which was supposedly like pretty good, and I still haven't had a chance to try it out yet.
Why haven't you tried it out yet?
Because work.
Work? What kind of excuse is that?
So it's an excuse.
How dare you work when there are video games to be played?
You call yourself a gamer, and here you are at work? How dare you?
How dare you earn money to get more video games? Real men download that shit off pirate sites.
We all go to the Pirate Bay here.
I'll send you to the pirate realm.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of die. Oh man, we are the bestesses.
Nah, man, when we play Metal Gear Solid 2, we have to like we have to find like a shit ton of 2009 memes because Metal Gear Solid 2 takes place in 2009 and there's a lot of reference to memes.
All your base.
Not specific memes, just memetics in general, but still, like when we get around to playing Metal Gear Solid 2, we definitely gotta like throw in a shit ton of 2009 memes.
I wonder if anyone's ever shown Richard Dawkins the ending of Metal Gear Solid 2 and asked him what he thinks about it.
I'm sure someone's tried.
'Cause, like, he's the guy who coined the term memes, and that entire fucking spiel is about memetics. So it's literally right up his field.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you actually do have a Richard Dawkins book.
I do. I do have a Richard Dawkins book that I stole from a library long, long ago.
Yeah.
Thief.
I mean, what? I got it legally. Shh. I'll never pay that library fee, damn it!
Well, I mean, George Washington supposedly like borrowed 2 books from a library that he never returned.
George Washington supposedly did a lot of supposed things, supposedly, we suppose.
That's got to be like a really high library fee.
Yup.
Yup. Yup.
Yup.
Oh, my side hurts.
My sides.
I just
Oh
laughing.
no, the laughter. It's my only weakness. I'm going to die now.
Last that kill
Will you meme them?
to me. Ooh.
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't know.
What the fuck are we doing?
All sitting around a table talking to a microphone crazily, like as if people would actually be listening to us right now.
Hey man, they like might be, man. Might. Like, whoa, dude.
Remember,
Oh god.
snake always snake while remember snaking.
What?
Whoa, you just like blew my mind, bruh. Colonel, like, why?
Snake, what happened? Snake? Snake! Oh, hey, Colonel. Snake, why haven't you responded? I think I'm dying, Colonel. Snake, what happened? I ate these brownies and I think they were poisoned or something.
Like, Colonel, dude.
The room won't stop spinning, and it feels like I've been sitting here for hours, but the clock's only advanced 2 minutes.
Snake, it sounds like you're just really high.
No, Colonel, you don't understand. I was laughing for the past 2 hours.
But I thought you said only 2 minutes have passed.
That's what's wrong with me.
Oh, what the fuck are we doing?
We are being intelligent people.
We're wasting our lives.
But, like, Snake, what was she fighting for, man? What am I fighting for? Like, dude, what are you fighting for, brah?
Man, if we make it through this, I'll tell you, brah.
Well, dude, I'll be, totally searching too, man. Now I want, a whole, fan-made version of the game where the only thing that changes is everybody's
very high.
everyone's just a total fucking stoner. Dude, Snake, you totally got all of the dominant genes, bro.
I feel like there'd be less guns if everyone was high.
No, Liquid, dude, listen. No, you totally got the. No, I swear, man, you're the one who totally got the dominant genes, bro. It's true, I swear.
Did you know man that in Yupik the word for wolf is
Cakelineck.
Dude, you're blowing my
blew my
fucking mind right now. This is like totally the best gun ever made. 6 bullets, man. Like, that's so many bullets.
6 bullets, man. Do you know how many bullets that is? That's like so many bullets.
Is it enough to kill anything that moves?
Probably, dude.
Oh my god, I never thought of that.
Okay, definitely I'm in support of making a fan version of the game where just everybody's high. Everybody's totally stoned.
You can't, like, defeat me with a weapon like that, man. Yes, like, dude, we'll fucking, like, fight hand to hand, man.
With, like, our fist, man.
It's like it's the basis of all combat or something.
Yeah. Whoa, man. Now you're, like, totally... I feel like we're connected right now. Like, I feel you. That's why we've gotta, like, fight now.
You gotta, like, hurt me more, man. Like, fucking, like, punch me in the face, man. Dude, I can't, like, even feel it.
Colonel, dude, you're not gonna. That was great, Foxx.
Snake, lay off the weed.
No, I'm serious.
No. Okay. Make the fan-made mod where everyone's high except for the Colonel. The Colonel's like the only guy who isn't high.
Snake, make like love to me, Snake.
Oh, man. I've never had a chick come on to me like this, man. I don't, like, know what to do.
Colonel standing outside.
Snake, bruh, Snake. I can, like, totally read your mind. Just check this, right? You totally want Doritos right now. Damn, how did you know?
And you also like one Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Snake, like, man, I saw it in, like, a vision, man. You totally like playing Suikoden, man. Oh.
Whoa, dude.
How did you know that?
Whoa, man. Are you taking that controller and, like, plugging it into the other port? Dude, what the fuck?
I can't
handle this.
Shit.
That's too much for me, man. It's too much. I can't take this. I gotta get out of here.
Like, bra, do bra.
Oh my god. So I'm 100% in favor of this new dropping of the Metal Gear series. It only gets better if you, like, include the entire, like, franchise. You get to the end of the second game where they're lolly-loo-lay-oing.
Oh yeah.
And Raiden's just like, whoa, man, I think I need to lay off a bit. I just had, like, the worst trip.
And because it's the Colonel explaining.
Oh my god. That's the only thing I remember from all those years ago about Metal Gear Solid 2 is the fucking weird shit in the Kodak call. I wonder why that's the part that sticks with me.
I hear it's amazing when the purple stuffed worm from Flapjaw Space with the tuning fork does a raw blink on Harry Carey Rock. I need scissors. 61. Whoa, man, that, like, makes perfect sense, man.
Whoa, I never thought of it that way. Oh my god. Okay, so I think we've gotten derailed with
I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about, man.
Yeah, I'm totally lost. So I think it's time to move the conversation in some other direction.
Talking about dubbing a video game in which everyone is high has made everyone here high.
Yeah, I think it totally fucked us all up.
I have a fucking chocolate bunny, man.
You do have a chocolate bunny. The bunny, he'll never eat the bunny. I will break your fingers if you try that shit again.
Oh yeah? But can you stop this?
He's an absolute madman.
Alright! Nobody move any closer! I have myself as a hostage! No, man, don't shoot!
Oh, goodness.
Now you're gonna let me through. Nice and easy.
I swear there was actually a show where like someone actually pulled that shit and got away with
Okay,
it.
there's 2 times that I've seen somebody do that. The first is Blazing Saddles.
Oh yes, yes.
Where they're getting ready to hang the sheriff for being black, so the sheriff takes himself hostage. Because apparently they're just really stupid in this town.
Yeah.
And the second is in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie where
Oh yeah. Well,
where
see,
William
Will-
threatens to kill himself.
Will taking himself hostage actually is a serious moment, though.
Well, yeah, that one's not a joke, but it is
But yeah.
exactly that. He takes himself hostage. It's just there's a very, very specific set of circumstances that make that actually a viable option.
Or if you're watching this scene in Kingdom Hearts 2, he threatens to shoot the floor.
Yeah.
Because we can't have people pointing guns at themselves in an E10 game.
Yeah. Don't step back or I will minorly inconvenience you. You'll do what I want or you'll want what I do. Either way, I'm getting what I think.
You don't want what I do. Women will want to be with you.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Oh, man. That's like basically what I say the most.
Omen.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
You ever see The Omen?
Man. My parfum.
Oh God. Oh. You are making me remember things I don't want to remember.
Hey, did you... Oh, wait, you guys never got that far, did you?
I don't think so. I think we got to the end of the Infinity Clock arc.
Yeah, you guys didn't get far enough for probably the greatest moment in all of man.
I believe you mean men.
No, man.
Nope, men.
Man. There's definitely not an episode, a filler episode. I guess I can talk about it because it's a filler episode. But basically, the parfum guy is researching a new parfum and he accidentally spills it, which causes it to infect everyone in...
Oh, I remember this episode.
The whole entire place they live in. I don't remember the name of the city anymore, but it's like Magnolia, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that. But it turns everyone into him, so everyone has his face drawn on them. They're like, man.
I remember this episode.
like every character besides, who is it? Who's the one that's left at the end? Is it Wendy? I want to say it might be Wendy at the end, but either way, Urza's walking around, but she has his face, his big, super manly face, and she's like, man. Oh my god, it's the funniest shit. It's probably the best thing ever. I think even the cats have his face before
Oh
it's
my
over,
God.
right?
Oh God.
Can you imagine he happy with his face?
Man. It's pretty great, though. It's a good episode.
Some good shit.
It's good shit.
Some good shit. Some good shit. Some Gucci. It's Gucci, man.
Sangucci?
Gucci gang.
Blam, 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 blam.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Fuck this show.
Wow, we are doing a fantastic job. We definitely didn't fall apart at the seams out of nowhere.
I'm conscious, I swear.
You'd think we'd have more to talk about because we never talk about nothing, but apparently we got nothing to say because we got no words in the thing.
We talked about literally everything in our minds, I guess.
Out of my mind. No, there's plenty to talk about. We just can't think of things because we're fucking morons. For example, we were talking the other day about the whole YouTube thing where CNN was all like, hey man, Nazi videos, ads, they appear on the Nazi videos, burn it all to the ground.
Oh, yeah. Time for CNN's daily whiny, we want to get YouTube out of here so that we can be the only news network.
Now, on the bright side, I haven't heard anything about it since then. So, as far as I know, nothing's come of it. But, I mean, it has still been less than a week. But usually it's within a few days that it starts to unravel. So, I mean, I guess this time maybe they didn't hit hard enough and nothing's going to come of it.
It didn't take.
I'm hoping that's the case, because what we don't need is Adpocalypse 2, the Reckoning, Adpocalypse 2.
Adpocalypse 2, The Quickening.
Yeah. Because that would be terrible. Like, YouTubers are already having a shitty enough time as it stands. In other news, do you know who Jew Wario is?
Yes, actually.
Okay, so... the whole Channel Awesome thing, you remember how they released that document that was like...
Why do I not like where this is going?
Okay, so... Well, you remember how they released that document that talked about how shitty Channel Awesome was? Well, it turns out that the sexual predator who was assaulting people that Channel Awesome did nothing about was Juario.
Ah.
He was the one who was, like, grooming young girls and... at one point may have potentially raped someone or something.
Well, I did say I didn't like where this was going, but I can't say I expected it to go in this direction.
Yeah, it was really awkward because all of the people who were like friends with him were like, oh, well, shit. I like him less all of a sudden. Yeah. The one girl, I don't remember what her name was, but she made some movie in honor of him called, like, Farewell Fami Kamen Rider or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you know more about that stuff than I would, because you've been into Channel Awesome way longer than I have, but yeah, she made that movie in honor of him, and now she's like, oh, well, I don't know what to do with this movie now. On one hand, I should probably take it down because he's kind of a piece of shit, but on the other hand, a lot of people spent like 6 months of their lives making this. Yeah, it turned into a big mess. What's the shittiest about it was that that they were gonna leave names out of it because like all of the victims wanted the names left out, because once names start getting named, then it comes back around to the victims, and then the victims get harassed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they had wanted the names left out, but Channel Awesome, in their infinite wisdom when defending themselves, outed him themselves by being incompetent. So on top of all their other fuck-ups, they fucked that up, and now everyone's even angrier at them. I swear I don't know how Channel Awesome is going to survive, because they've made this thing worse and worse and worse every step of the way. I just saw on my recommended that Doug Walker is reviewing Starship Troopers was his latest video, and I was like, man, I really want to watch this, but I am not clicking that link because fuck Channel Awesome.
I don't really like steer away from things just because a producer's shit or something.
Well, it's like the whole organization from the top down is terrible. The only thing, like, Doug Walker himself isn't necessarily terrible. He's more of just kind of passively doing nothing about any of it, as opposed to being an active problem himself. But still, like, I can't really... There are plenty of other channels I can watch, so I've just been kind of ignoring him for the most part. At least until they clean up. I'm sure it's only a matter of time, because they're going to take, so much of a hit eventually, and they're just going to have no choice. I don't know what they're going to do, though, because the Mike Machad guy is the one who owns the Nostalgia Critic, like, copyright. And he's the biggest piece of shit. So they can't just, like, get rid of him. So I really don't know, like, what they're going to do about that. That's kind of where they're boned.
Yeah, I just try not to weigh in on things that I don't that I know nothing about?
It's pretty. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
It's
And while
definitely really bad.
and while there's a lot of information out there, some concrete, some conjecture. Like I said, I know nothing about it personally, so I'm not really. I'm gonna avoid weighing in on it.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I don't know. It just pops up on my recommended all the time, new updates to that story.
Yeah, I keep getting that showing up in my recommended feed too, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna avoid this.
I've watched a few of them. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of crazy shit. A lot of it seems like it comes down to just piss poor management from the people at the top, but then a lot of it's also favoritism and just general being shitty people. But anyways, that was a conversation. See, we can have conversations about things. We just gotta think about what to think about.
Awkward conversations where only one person knows anything about it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you learned something new today.
I don't know. I personally prefer to steer away from talking about other YouTubers.
Well, I mean, we're nobody's competition, so what does it fucking matter?
Fair enough.
Oh no, they're gonna be threatened by our 30 subscribers.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just I don't want to start shit.
Hey man, drama's the best way to grow your channel.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
That was a joke, but okay, take it seriously if you want. That's why I even added the stupid laugh at the end. Oh my god, no,
yeah.
that is definitely not the way I intend to grow our channel. Our channel will grow slowly over time by us just making lots of Vigimos.
We'll do this the right way, not the cheap way.
Not the easy way. So the problem with doing it that way anyways is that eventually your channel just gets fucking lost in the history of time anyways.
Yeah. You start shit with other YouTubers, you rapidly grow because of drama, and then suddenly that's the only thing your channel is now. You're no longer what you started out as. You're just starting shit with other people and reaping the short-term rewards from it.
Yep, pretty much, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that except for the people who do it for a living, but they suck. They suck.
And then, as you said, those sort of channels usually tend to drop out of relevance rather quickly once people get immune to their bullshit.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're like a rising star, then they burn out really fast because it's a one-trick show, more or less.
Twice as bright, half as long, that sort of thing.
Exactamunderoni. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Biff.
Giant buggeroo.
Well,
Biff Tannen.
it's been an hour and 5 minutes. We're clearly
Dead.
hitting on a wall as far as conversations go for some reason.
So, yeah, I might as well just end it here.
I believe that this is a fantastic stopping point. I think there was some pretty golden moments towards the middle. So, this has been the Fur Talk Podcast. I am Blake Foxx.
I'm Ralleign Siston.
And I'm Mickey Mouse. Oh. Fucking brilliant.